This is and telecom, which I left 3 years ago. I recall in 1990, I was in California. At that point of time, this is before the liberalization. You could not only not import finished products, leave alone finished products. Raw material had fantastic import duties, molds you could not move. And you were looking at, if you want to manufacture, you've got to manufacture boutique quantities for a product with high obsolescence and a large product range. And it was a recipe, I mean, you had to do exceptionally well to succeed. And I remember I met a lady manager in Mattel headquarters, and she said that our product is really for people with parents with high disposable incomes. And it has also got a cultural appeal which need not be the same across the world. If you were to ask me that is India a big booming country in 1990 for that kind of product, under those kinds of manufacturing and importing circumstances, my answer is no. You might have a billion plus population, but what good is it? On the other hand, now if I just fast forward in my own experience to telecom, no one realized in 1995, 96 when investments were being made how big the opportunity would be, but they knew it would be big because there was a shortage of landline phones. But today, 3 of India's top companies are the top 10 in the world in terms of volume of traffic. In terms of value, they are microscopic because of tariffs, but they are global scale. And because they've been put up later, compared to, say, some of the investments in Europe and North America, in some respects, they are more advanced, not just in terms of equipment, but sometimes even managerially. So there are two completely different answers. So I think it is always good to answer this question by being a little more specific. If the opportunity is big, and particularly if you're in a competitive environment, then the first mover among the competing MNC companies should look at it more aggressively.